Hello everybody, and welcome to a new vlog on this channel. The last couple of weeks, life threw a couple of curveballs at me all at the same time. My usual slow life that I'm trying to live was challenged and thrown all over the place. I got into a pretty bad sports accident and had to undergo surgery, changing my day-to-day life in a matter of a couple of hours. In addition to that, we had this little puppy here with us for an entire week, as some friends of ours were out of the country. So even though I couldn't do the things that I usually like to do, I had some very good company that kept me quite busy and gave me plenty of reasons to keep moving and enjoy my time with this little furry goofball. So this vlog here captures a day here in the Swiss countryside right after I returned home from my surgery. I wish you a lot of fun with it, and thank you very much for being here. Good morning everybody, and welcome back on my channel. Thank you for joining me again in this video, in this vlog. Today you can follow me along. I have a couple of things on my list that I want to do. I'm going to prepare some cold brewed coffee for tomorrow, and also I have a little fella by my side that is going to keep me busy during the whole day. He's already looking at me with a toy and wants to play. Also, you might have seen this here, and later in the video I'm going to sit down with a cup of coffee and chat with you what has been going on in the last couple of weeks. So first thing that I want to do today is write down the meal plan for the next week, and I'm going to quickly show you how I go about this. So when I plan the following week meal-wise, I have some certain principles that I like to use to keep it in a certain framework that works very well for my wife and me. Usually it's about 50-50 who does the cooking. So on some evenings she will cook, on some evenings I will cook. So it's very equal in that sense. Like for inspiration for recipes, I like to use platforms like YouTube. I like cookbooks, I like apps like in Switzerland there's a popular food app which is called Fubi, which has a lot of different recipes, a very big variety. So of course we like recycle certain recipes that we really like, but we also like to try out new food that suits our needs. Basically for breakfast we always eat more or less the same thing. It's always going to be some sort of porridge, usually with some fruit, maybe some seeds and some nut butter, maybe some peanut butter or stuff like that. And then I go ahead and plan the dinners for the entire week. Now the dinners are always also the lunch of the following day, so we cook a larger batch and reheat it the day afterwards. Why I like to plan ahead like this, there are a couple of reasons. First of all, it saves a lot of money. Budgeting like this is very easy. Also, I can buy pretty much everything that I need for an entire week in one go. I can do one big shopping trip, and I don't have to go to the supermarket every single day to buy stuff that I need for the night. So I have certain principles that I use to plan the week, plan the meals. So first of all, the meals that we cook at home are plant-based. There are occasions where we also use animal-based products, but that's very rare. So that's something that I consider when choosing the recipes. Then we try to cook as unprocessed as possible. Of course, we also occasionally buy pre-made stuff to use in a certain dish. I try to reduce that from week to week and learn to prepare certain elements of the food that I would usually buy pre-made. So that is something that I am implementing more and more. Also, I make sure that that with every meal all the macronutrients are covered. So there is a portion of fat, carbohydrates, and protein. Protein is very important, especially important to consider if you are eating a plant-based diet. It can often be a little bit overseen, so I always make sure to add a protein source into every meal that we cook, be that some sort of maybe peas or tofu or maybe lentils, whatever. There's always going to be a protein present in the meal together with all the other macronutrients. Also, I plan it that we get a big variety of different vegetables that we eat during the whole week. I once heard the phrase "eat the colors of the rainbow" to pretty much give your body what it needs, and that is just a great phrase that I try to follow by when I do these meal plans. Another aspect, and I know this is maybe a little bit technical, but something that I like to do is to have a variety in the sources of carbohydrates that we use. So it's not always like pasta or rice, but I try to switch it up every day. Also limiting the wheat products as much as possible. If I want to go in the pasta route, I usually opt for something like spelt, because that just feels better for my body. And then, considering all these factors, I go ahead and I create a list here on my phone where I'm going to write every single day and write the meal that we're going to cook on that night. By doing that, I have all the meals going back from weeks and weeks and weeks ahead. And if I don't know what to cook maybe on a certain day, I have no idea what I should plan, then I can go back in time basically and check for recipe ideas there, because I know what worked well and what didn't. And of course, I also like to include new stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and plan for the next week. I'm going to think what I have still in the store cupboard, trying to use some ingredients that we already have, so I don't have to buy everything new every week, to also keep the cost down and keep it in a certain budget. The thing I've been mentioning in the intro, my arm. Maybe you saw it. It has a band-aid over it at the moment. About 1.5 weeks ago, I broke the underpart, like my forearm. One bone got broken, and how that happened was I had a jiu-jitsu competition. It was late in the evening for my final match. Not gonna lie, the whole day didn't really go as planned. I didn't really achieve what I wanted, but that doesn't really add to the story. I had the last match of the day, and my opponent was not as diligent as he should have been, and he did a not very controlled move that he knew how to execute well, and he basically landed or fell on my forearm with his knee and broke it immediately. I had to go to the hospital immediately and get a scan and get it fixed up. And 2 days later I got surgery. I now have a quite long scar on my forearm. I have a metal plate drilled in to the bones where they got fractured, and it is quite quite a stupid situation, to be honest. Luckily I'm not really in pain. I had the surgery 1 week ago and I am not taking any pain medication at the moment. I don't really feel, not because I don't want to use it or anything, but simply because I don't think it's necessary. I'm not in really that much pain, but my hand is really immobile. I cannot use it for heavy, I cannot lift anything at the moment. I cannot work out. I'm very limited, excuse me, I'm very limited in what I can do, and that is very, very a shitty situation, a stupid situation to be in, especially for a person like me who is very active, who has a lot of energy, likes to train, likes to work out, and has that as a priority in his life in general. Yeah, that is not such a great thing, and I have to wait for quite a long time to get back on track. I have to wait about a month and a half until I can use it in day-to-day activities, 3 months until exercise, and then about 6 months until exercise like jiu-jitsu with sparring. So quite a long road ahead, and the first 2 days were quite challenging mentally. I'm not gonna lie, I was super down. I did not feel well. The pain was okay, but it took me a while to realize the gravity of the situation. And once I realized it, I was not in a very good place. That got better gradually with the surgery and everything. The surgery went really well. I didn't do any, I only did local anesthesia, so I was fully awake during the whole time. That was a good decision for myself. Having the little puppy around is definitely something to take my mind off it and keep going forward. And yeah, I just have to readjust my daily how I do things daily now, what I do daily, and I'm forced to slow down. Yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy this walk with the little puppy. Maybe throw him some sticks. He's gonna be excited. So see you guys in a bit. So I'm sitting here on the floor now, next to a open drawer here in the kitchen. With my hand or with my arm, I can't do a lot of things at the moment. I can't lift heavy things. Even turning my hand hurts. But I still want to keep the house tidy, and now can focus on areas that maybe have not gotten as much attention in the last couple of weeks as they should have. I am now addressing my focus to, as an example, this drawer here. This is a drawer filled with different kinds of sauces, with rice, cans, herbs and spices that we have accumulated here. This is especially a drawer full of things that we have brought from recent trips and that we have been gifted from other people that have been on trips. So as an example, here I have a barbecue sauce from England. Here I have a burger sauce from America, a Swedish burger sauce, a Swedish hot sauce, just stuff like that, random stuff that I have now the possibility to reorganize and just make it look nice and tidy. I will listen to some nice music while doing that. I've been really enjoying the I'm gonna butcher the name, Hugshaw and Skukshaw, I think, those two albums recently. So I'm just gonna listen to the music and tidy this up, and then after that I will get up and make some cold brew. So let's make some cold brew as promised. Cold brew is one of my favorite coffee drinks ever. It is smooth, very refreshing, and has a very high amount of caffeine due to its long steep. Preparing it is super easy. For about a liter of cold brew I use 90 to 100 grams of whole bean coffee beans. I like to use beans that include notes of caramel, chocolate or nuts, usually a slightly darker roast, but even some fruity options can be very amazing. Grind the beans to a coarseness of French press coffee and add to your container. Mix it with about 500 milliliters of water and let it sit for 10 minutes. Add the remaining 500 milliliters, put a lid on and let it steep overnight in the fridge or outside if it's already cold enough. The next morning, pour your fresh cold brew over some ice and add some milk if you want. It is that simple and it is super delicious. Enjoy! So we have reached the end of this vlog. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching. I know that this was a vlog that contained a lot of talking, a lot of my own thoughts, but it really felt good to get those thoughts out there and to express what I've been going through the last couple of days. Maybe you've also experienced a similar accident in your life before. Maybe you can share with me how you dealt with it, how you made it feel easier. It probably could help me a lot. And if not, I hope that stays that way. In that sense, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.